Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is Societal Narcissism. This video is sponsored by contribution from Ladies of Liberty. Thank you. This is one of my monthly contributors, which I really do appreciate. I do. So I owe her quite a few videos. Boy, we're witnessing history. Unbelievable. This is just an unbelievable time to be alive. It's just watching it. Watching the Democrats do yell as they're yelling about democracy. Democracy is at stake. Democracy is at stake. And then what they do, they pull off a coup against their own candidate, against their own president, who they installed. You know how he got there. You know what he's doing there. Oh, he's got to be fuming. Nobody's seen him. Like, this all happened on Twitter, on X, all of it, which is why they were so mad Elon bought it. I mean, thank God for Elon Musk. Thank God for Elon Musk, because without Twitter, man, they could have suppressed this. They could have, oh, Lord, what they could have gotten away with. And I've been telling you for years, eventually they're going to have to make their play. It's because they're at their end of their line. They're going to have to make their play, and that's going to be either they're going to win or we're going to win situation. And that's where we are here. And it can't be. Now they're talking about having an open convention at the DNC in Chicago. Good luck. I mean, there's rules that they keep changing. Like, and here's the reason why the Democrats and, the Republicans would be in the same position had not been for Trump. Have no candidates. They have nobody. They destroyed the Clintons and the Obamas. They destroyed the benches. They destroyed any type of candidate bench because these families are so hungry for power. Same thing with the Bushes on the Republican side. Same thing. That's why they all hate. And they were all the Bushes, the Clintons, and now the Obamas. They're best friends. They go everywhere. They're the three amigos. Laughing it up. Ha, ha, ha. Remember when Bush was in office and we all used to point at you and say you were the devil, and when Clinton and we would all point at you and say, and then when Obama would point and say, oh, and they're all laughing. And then Trump came along and destroyed the uniparty because, listen, they were already supposed to have full control by now. They just were. But they don't. This guy Trump, he screwed up the works. And because they had no bench, because the Clintons and the Obamas, though they hated each other, bullshit. Hillary, they hate Hillary. I'll tell you what, they all hate Hillary. But Bill and Bush and Obama now, oh, they're simpatico. They love each other. They're the three of those dudes. They're all on the same agenda. There was never supposed to be any bench needed at that point. They were supposed to already control everything, and that was going to be it, and there was going to be no more. There was going to be no more of this nonsense of elections. Trump stopped all that, which is why they had to try to kill him. And the more that comes out on that, holy God. But anyway, no, I want to stay on the DNC and the convention. Listen, they changed the rules to screw over Bernie Sanders, to keep Bernie Sanders from getting it in 2016. Because again, They thought if we could just change, all we gotta have to do is change the rules. It's not gonna matter because nobody else is ever gonna come close to fucking this type of power again. They never saw it. Trump. They didn't. They never saw it. Bill might have saw it. Bill saw it. Nobody else saw it. It was supposed to be Hillary, and then Hillary would have been naming those 3 Supreme Court justices, and Jesus H. Christ. So I'm sorry, my Lord and Savior, Jesus. Jesus, I'm not taking your name in vain anymore. Sorry. Christ is King. Sorry. It was supposed to be done. It was supposed to be over with. It wasn't supposed to matter. So they could change their rules at their convention. It wasn't supposed to matter. Trump wins. Oh no, now what? Oh no, now what? This is why we are where we're at. Oh no, now what? We have no Kamala, like this cat, like she was going, Elizabeth Warren. Think about the ridiculous candidates, one after the next, that they tried to throw at you. Kamala and the one from Minnesota and Elizabeth Warren. All the next girl, who's going to be the next girl boss? None of them. As soon as they get up on the debate stage, they fall to pieces. Which is why nobody should fear Big Mike, Michelle Obama. Nobody. Tell me what she has done other than give a snarky look. Everybody like, oh, she'll be this powerhouse. Why? What do you think? What do you think would happen on the debate stage with her? What policy speech have you ever heard her give? What qualifies her to deal with any type of foreign leader? What? She was married to the president? And? They destroyed their bench. So what do they have to do? They have to have, well, we know what happened in 2020 with the general health of the nation. Everything gets locked down, moved to mail-in ballots. Nobody wants to vote for anyone. So they have to install this obviously decrepit 70-something-year-old man who was already demented at the time, and we got to run a campaign from the basement under the guise that it's COVID. That's what they had to do. And they thought they'd somehow be able to get through these 4 years, replace him with Kamala. Somehow, some way, we were going to be able to throw Trump in prison. We were going to be able to get him off and none of it's worked. We were able to bankrupt him? No. We were able to sue him? Yeah, it keeps going. Everything keeps getting overturned. The cases are falling apart. He ran through the He's leading all the polls now. Now Biden's stumbling and fumbling now all over the world, pooping his pants. Now he's on the debate, and now the debate happens. The media's lying to you, as always. F you. He's the most cogent. My personal friend, Joe Scarborough, who we had to escort out drunk at a Macy's Herald Square during the Republican National Convention in 2004. Because why? He was hitting on handbag associate. And he had to be escorted out. That was the Republican Convention in 2004 in New York City. He's cogent. And if you don't believe, F you. That's the news. That's the news. F you. At 7 a.m, F you. Telling you, go fuck. F you. That stupid accent is. I don't know what the hell that is. Awful. All of them cheap fakes. Telling you you're not seeing what you're seeing. F you. Goes to the debate. Poops the bed. We got to get rid of him. Oh, well, the problem is you've already voted on you already put your rules forward for the convention. All your rules are set forth, and you've already voted. 15 million people have already voted for the ticket, not just Joe Biden, the Biden-Harris ticket. Those delegates, that's locked in. You can't, and believe me, they'll do what they want to do because that's what the Democrats do, because they're communists and they communist Marxists, and the rules don't apply to them. Sound familiar, narcissism people? Do you understand? Do you see the behavioral connection here? You can't have an open convention. Because if he's not medically able to carry on, that's why you have a vice president on the ticket. That money, everything earned, all those delegates have to go to her. Now, that's not to say they won't screw her over. Of course, they're going to try to screw her over. That's going to be a tough sell. Because here's the problem they have. This is a woman who got 3% of the vote when she was in the prime. Nobody likes her. Nobody votes for her. And when she talks just as demented as he does. To quote Tim Dillon, she talks in gypsy curses. Well, it goes over here, and then it goes over here. And my grandma says if you bury a jar of bees, it's still over there. Like, what? Nobody knows what she's talking about. And that cackle is actually worse than Hillary's, if that's possible. And let's say they do screw her over. Like, you're going to screw over the black female vice president who 15 million people already voted for? Now, don't get me wrong. Democrats have no moral core. These people have no moral core because they're sociopathic narcissists. So, that's not working out. Let's do what do. I'm sure a lot of them will go along with it, but a lot of them are going to be mad. A lot of them are like, no, you are not going to skip the first black female presidential candidate, vice president. No, you're not going to change because they're going to have to break their own rules or change their own rules to take it away from her. They're going to have to do that. Oh, it's going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. So, sorry I'm a mess. We picked up Spooky from the vet, and here's the good news. Actually, he was already neutered and had a chip in him. The Humane Society apparently goes around and catches strays and will neuter them and clip them and then put them back in the community. So when we brought him in, like, oh, this is a humane. So, and they're like, well, he's in your house now? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, then they're like, keep him in the house because they were so happy that we brought in one of their, because they are the ones who actually chipped them for the Humane Society. So they're like, this is why we do chip them, like just in like even the strays. So we know if somebody brings them in, and if you ever see a cat with the ears cut, like an ear, it's only supposed to be one ear. With an ear cut and it's a stray, that means it's already been neutered by like a Humane Society or something like that. So, but they were happy when we brought in and it was one of their chips, and they're like, well, yeah, we lured them in, and they're like, this is perfect. Keep him in the house until, like, for a couple days or a while until he's like, and then you can let him probably back out and back in, but try to keep, they just wanted him to keep him in the house altogether. But he's a murderer. There's no way you're going to be able to keep him in. He's too good at killing things and climbing trees. So, and I want him to go in, be able to go in and out. I do. So, but anyway, yeah, so I'm a mess, was just picked him up and then saw this was going on and jump on. And and tomorrow they're talking to the head of the Secret Service. I don't know if I mentioned him in the last video I did. She looks so much like my ex-wife. So much. Like Charlene came in and asked me, she's like, did you see the head of the Secret Service? I'm like, I know. She looks just like her. She's like, that's what I was coming in to say. She looks just like McFaddy. I'm like, she looks like her. She talks like her. She takes responsibility, which is none like her. That fucking, I'm sorry. Well, I'm more than 5 minutes into the video, so I can say fuck now on YouTube. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying. I really am. Oh. All right. You know what? She looks just, I mean, it's that scowl. It's that scowl. Anyway. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not something I have to deal with anymore. So it really shouldn't affect me. Not that it shouldn't affect me, but so anyway, she just does. And Charlene said the same thing. So she's going to be in another one of these useless. Who knows? Who knows how useless or not? Because this is, when they figured out, they couldn't beat Trump. Now he's ahead. He was ahead in the polls. They couldn't prosecute him. They couldn't. Now you come to what happened last week, and now apparently there was an ATF guy on the roof right after who asked for the pictures of the body, and now he's gone dark. And this is what Ron Johnson was talking about on Maria Bartiromo's show this morning. Of course, if you didn't think they were going to make an attempt like this, I mean, the kid was in a BlackRock commercial for. He has no. They want you to believe that there's no social media imprint for this kid, right? There's no social media imprint, yet he was in a BlackRock commercial about computers, and he's demonstrating how to operate, but there's. Without Twitter, and this is again, without Twitter, nobody would know. You wouldn't know. They would have gotten away with it. They would have got away with it. Well, especially if the guy was successful, man, they definitely would have got away with it. This is the problem with all these three-letter agencies. Even the ones you wouldn't think of, like Bureau of Land Management, or or like the Water Preservation. Any federal agency, if it exists, it has an armed unit to it. It has a tactical armed unit with snipers and raid teams, all of them. And it seems like when they want bad things to happen, they just go, one agency goes to another, does this agency's, does that agency's dirty work, and so on and so forth. That skinny kid isn't carrying a ladder. You ain't, you're just not. You're just not, and I talked about this in the first video. In the first video, you're just not leaving something like that wide open. It's not happening unless you wanted it to happen. It's scary to think where we would be if it was successful, because who knows? So, all right, guys, I don't want to take up too much time. I don't want to just continue to ramble on. I want to get back to my Sunday. I do want to watch those hearings tomorrow. I am going to try to get into the queue and maybe jump in, see what happens with the Secret Service. Not one press conference about the shooting. Not one. Could you imagine if they had shot at Biden? Could you imagine if it was and there was no press conference given? The president just dropped out of the race via Twitter. He basically just ended his presidency. Even though he says he's going to stay in, I don't understand how he could possibly stay in. That's the other thing. He's obviously not running the country. So how is he going to stay in the presidency? And then she's going to go run the presidency. So she's not going to be there to help because she's going to be running the country, running for the presidency, right? Or is he going to resign? She takes over the presidency and runs for the presidency at the same time in 6 months? Like, does that make sense? How's that going to work? How's that going to work? If he resigns and she takes over the presidency, so she's going to be president for 6 months and run for president at the same, like, really what should happen is they both should resign, and then the Speaker of the House, that's, because who else? He's not making the decisions. You can't leave him there. He's not physically fit to be the president, run for president. He's not physically fit to be the president. It is like you could just keep sitting here and like coming up like how many different ways this is messed up. Like how messed up. Well, what do you do? Okay, so now he resigns and everybody wants him to resign anyway. But think about that. He's going to resign. Because don't think she's actually been running the country. She's not. She hasn't been. It's been his wife and her aides. They're not letting her anywhere near him making any real decisions. She's an adult. Like, she has all his faculties, and yet she's more demented than he is. Like, she's not making any decisions. So now you're going to have her be the president and run a presidential campaign and have to go through a delegation, or fight it out on the delegate stage. They both should go. Like, they both should go because who's running the country? Think about it. There are no good scenarios. Oh, wow. What a time to be alive. All right, everybody. Well, if you like the channel and you want to see it carrying on and you want to see it survive, you guys know what to do with the links in the description box below. Also, be sure to follow me here in both my channels on Rumble. Follow me on Twitter and Telegram as well. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been Societal Narcissism. Take care, everyone.